A thought occurred to me while I'm driving to work. It had to do over something I observed, and I don't have, of course, the means to write it down, so I just swiped cam record. It's got to do with people who own new things, especially if it's something expensive. You guys ever notice how people artificially act insecure whenever they start owning that possession? And let me give you an example. New cars. You see someone in a car that's super new, borderline brand new. The car I saw, it was a Camry from like a year, 2 years ago. I get it. It's a new car. You want to take care of it. You should take care of your car no matter what age it is. I still treat mine like it's fresh from the factory because I want for it to last me. But just because that is the case, it doesn't mean it makes me an insecure driver. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be obsessing over washing it borderline every day. I had a neighbor like that. He got a new car. It was a Camry too, the 2015 version. I'll never forget. And the previous car he had, it was like one of those Chevy Impalas from like the 2000s, and it was in very good condition. But for some reason, this man, he was younger too, maybe mid to late 20s. He was just obsessed with detailing it every single day, something he didn't do to his old car. Something else I forgot to mention that is a sign of an insecure driver is you start driving slow as fuck, artificially dodging things that aren't there. You don't want to drive over 30 miles per hour for some reason. You back in a very insecure way. You don't want any rainwater from the ground to splash on it. You just decline mentally. That's the best summary I can give it. Me personally, that time I can remember I went through that is sure when I was new to having a car. I'm like, oh my God, I need to make sure that I don't damage it by doing A, B, C, and D. But there's damage that is inevitable because some people don't fucking pay attention. The wind blows, the holes that you don't see and dodge in time, the weather. But after I accepted that there's damage that's inevitable and it's not a reflection of my driving, I became a whole lot better. I became a confident driver, a safer driver, all those things. When it comes to other things that I can think of, clothes. Like some people own expensive clothes, and in school, for instance, I'll never forget a bunch of clowns who always said, you better not step on my shoe, you better not step on my shoe. They look like trash from the ankles up, but their shoes were like, I don't know, at the time probably $100, $150, maybe even more. And for some reason you became an insecure ass person about walking over puddles, walking over trash, walking over grass, walking over mud, whatever the fuck, because you have your little, let's call them $200 shoes. Or you couldn't play sports, you couldn't play in PE, all that because of your shoes. What is that doing? An insecurity. Why? Because they're expensive and fancy, and you want them to look good. If that's what something new is going to do to you, leave it at home. But no, you don't want to leave it at home because you want to show it off, endangering yourself, because that makes you a target. The more fancy things you show off, the more likely it is that something could happen to you, because someone is going to want that fancy shiny thing that you have. I think it's no different from in my family. I feel like every house I went to, there was a set of china that was never used, never eaten from, unless there was a special occasion. The special occasion that never came. But maybe once a year, there could be some sort of event that would warrant that brand new special china to be used. And when you would try to eat from it, I'm guessing because you knew it was such a special occasion, you were scared about scratching it or having too much grease on your plate or something, chipping it, discoloring it. I feel like if you're going to own something, you should own it because you're going to use it and you're going to enjoy it. I guess other instances I can think of is as a kid, there were outfits I wasn't quote unquote allowed to wear because I have to wait for the special occasion. And I understand wanting to take care of certain pieces. Like if I'm going to play sports, I'm not going to be wearing a dress, for instance. That's just common fucking sense. But I'm just saying that sometimes life passes by, that special occasion doesn't come, you get fat, now you don't fit in your clothes anymore, and you didn't get to enjoy it. And then psychologically that messes with you. You ever meet someone like that? Fortunately, that doesn't happen to me because as an adult, as you have observed, I will wear whatever the fuck I want, but I also wear the things that match my lifestyle and personality, which is simple. But even my fancy dresses, I accepted that I'm not gonna have special occasions where I'm gonna wanna wear this. So why not wear it now? The time to wear something or use something, enjoy something is now. Why? Why do you allow yourself to decline mentally just because you have a new shiny thing that's expensive? If it's going to hurt you to see it damaged or dirty, don't get it. It's not worth it. The way that your mind that changes, and if someone like me were to point it out, how you would get mad at me or people like me for that, you're not prepared to own those things. All right, so just chill out. Let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. Do you know someone like this? Have you met someone like this? Or are you someone like this? And if so, why? Just why? Explain it to me. Why?